Please welcome to the screen, Aaron Peng.
Hi, everybody. My name's Aaron. Thanks for having me. This is very interesting, exciting. Super excited to perform for you guys, and we'll just get started. When a stranger talks to you in public, it can be scary because you don't really know what they want. And I met Brian while waiting for the bus on my way to work. See, I feel this tap on my shoulder, and there he is. Salt and pepper hair, thick rimmed glasses, a nice navy blazer. He opens it with a line, "Hey, do I know you? Have we met before?" And I look at him and I squint my eyes and I'm like, "I don't think so. I don't know you." And he just apologizes immediately. He goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry to bother you. Well, my name is Brian and I'm a PR rep for the local Korean theater. And let me make it up to you. Here, take my number, text me, and I can get you free tickets to a show sometime." And right as I hear that, I make this complete 180 from being very suspicious of a stranger to being visibly enthusiastic at the prospect of free shit. And so I take his number and I get on the bus and I get to work. And right when I get to work, I text Brian and I'm like, "Hey, this is Aaron. It's great to meet you. By the way, what's your last name so I can add you to my contacts, but also so I can Google the shit out of you?" And he tells me, and we exchange Instagrams, and I'm Googling him, and I realize he's not just any PR rep. He's a very senior PR manager at a very reputable firm representing a lot of very important people. And so I kick into full-on networking mode because I realize that Brian is somebody that will be very useful to know. And so all morning we're texting back and forth, and right as I find out how important he is, I get this text from him that just says, "Hey, would you be free for coffee or drink sometime this week? Would love to get to know you." And networking Aaron instantly texts back, "Sure, exclamation point. I know this really cute wine bar close to my office that I've been meaning to try." And so we make plans for Wednesday, today's Monday, at 6 p.m. to get drinks. And right as we confirm these plans, I'm scrolling through his Instagram and I notice something a little bit strange. I noticed that there is a disproportionately large number of photos of him at dinner with other young, handsome Asian men. And now my spidey senses finally go off. And I realize that networking might not be Brian's primary intention. And I'm panicking and I'm not sure what to do. And I think about canceling, but Brian's kind of important, so I don't. And instead, I do all these half measures that I learned from my sister from when she was in high school and she's agreed to all these dates that she didn't really want to go on. And so I reschedule our drinks from 6 to 5:30, and I make dinner plans with friends right after so that I have somewhere to be, and I have people expecting me. And my texting with him for the next 2 days becomes a lot less responsive. And so Wednesday rolls around and I show up to the wine bar at 5:40, intentionally late so as to not seem too eager. And Brian's already there and I walk over to the table and sit down and he orders us 2 glasses of rosé. Brian tells me about his work, about all the interesting stories that he's experienced, about the people that he represents, 2 of which are real housewives. And over the course of the next hour, I confirm my suspicions that this is indeed a date. Like, I'm funny, but the jokes that I'm dropping are way funnier than they actually are, right? Like whenever we agree on something, be it politics or like a TV show we're watching, he tries to high five me and it just kind of like lingers for a little bit too long. And over the next hour, he puts his hand on my knee a couple of times and it's just a little bit, it's a lot a bit weird. And after we finish our glasses of wine, I check my phone and I realize I need to go. And so I call an Uber and he says, "Oh, let me close out the tab. I'll walk you to the curb." And that is when I like freeze because I realize this is the end of the date. Did the date go well? Did the date go well enough that he's gonna try to kiss me. And if he tries to kiss me, what am I gonna do? Because I have never been in this situation before. And so I am freaking out as we're walking that 100 feet to the curb. And as we get there, the car's already there, and we pause, and he faces me and he says, "This was really nice. We should do this again sometime." To which I just nod. And we're there by the curb, and he leans in, and I tense up, and he gets closer and closer and closer, and we hug, and I get in the car, and the date is over. See, as you can probably tell, nothing bad happened. No lines were crossed. Brian was perfectly nice, and yet, maybe due to some fault of my own, I was truly uncomfortable. I was always on guard, never fully present in the moment because I always was wondering what was going to happen. Maybe it was the age difference, or that he was powerful and interesting. Or it's just the dynamic between him, a gay man pursuing me, a straight man who was just not interested. Whatever it was, this date showed me this new type of discomfort that I had never experienced before. But the most interesting part of this story is telling this story. Because when I tell my guy friends, everyone just makes a lot of jokes. Everyone makes fun of me, and it's okay. But it's when I tell my girlfriends, that's the reactions that blew my mind. One friend pointed out every single signal I missed and every single mistake I made in that initial bus interaction. Another friend and I talked about how hard it is to preemptively reject somebody when their intentions are clear, but they haven't made it fully explicit yet. And one friend even just walked me through all of her like kiss avoidance techniques, right? One she called just like the swerve. But each of them, whenever I told them the story, always had the same knowing smile, as they listened to me as if they've heard a version of the story before. And the dynamic of that conversation is always, I'm a child and they're like a parent. Right? I'm learning a life lesson that they have known for a long time. And when I finish, they always give me this look, a look that just says, now you know how we feel. Welcome to our world. Thank you.
So great. Yeah.